I've never been the kind of artist who wants to provoke, but if I do provoke, then it means that I'm doing something right. Because I think art should provoke people to think, if nothing else. I don't want to make the kind of work that you go by and you say, and you ignore, or you don't, it doesn't make an impact. So even when I'm not trying to provoke you, I still want you to respond to the work. You saw something that you thought, wow, that made an impression on me, good or bad. I was an only child, and my father left us when I was very young. I don't remember him. I've always had this sense of being alone in the world. It's something that a lot of artists feel, separation from you and the rest of the world. And I think sometimes that separation is necessary for creativity. This sense of isolation is something that drew me and draws a lot of people to art. You have to go somewhere and no one else can follow you. No one else can go in there with you. You need that sense of isolation in order to create your universe, your world. What you use to make a work of art is your choice, and you can use anything. When I used bodily fluids, I was painting with red, I was painting with white, I was painting with light and yellows. And so I've always felt like as an artist, you have the right to use any material you want to make art. And certainly, as a Christian, I had every right to use the symbols of my faith. I like to do work that people don't want to look at or it makes people uncomfortable. I can't control the response, and the work is always open to interpretation. I want that audience to be able to judge for themselves, not crucify me because of something they hear or read in the press. I like for people to judge my work based on what they see with their own eyes. 2018, I decided that I wanted to do a show where I was going into the past and buying and getting objects from the past that I would photograph. And all of these objects that I decided to go after were objects that had a kind of infamy attached to them. They show how history repeats itself, and even though they're things from the past, all of these things are recurring in one way or another now. I think that even though there is a certain timeliness to this exhibition, for people of color, race has always been an issue. And when you're born a person of color, you don't think like white people. And so even though white people are now aware of what's happening in the minds of many black people have been thinking this all the time. And so you have just woken up to the fact that people are angry, and people are angry because of the things that are happening, the things that have been happening all their lives. I don't know how my work is perceived, and I don't care. Whatever I do, it always offends someone, rubbing someone the wrong way. And I'm not part of a bandwagon. If there's a racial bandwagon now, I'm not part of it because I came before. This work was done before the present moment. But it is of the moment, and it will be, after this moment, the work will still be valid. And so when I do my work, I don't think about now. I think about the past, the present, and the future.